Hey guys, I don't know where Chris went. There he is.
I'm doing my walk on.
Oh. Nice.
Yeah.
Oops.
Oh, so this is nice, man. I don't know if I like my backdrop quite as well as our regular studio, but I guess it's okay.
Yeah, it is what it is. So, yeah, we have a couple things to talk about, but
Yeah, two or three or four things. I'll try to arrange comments here. There's nobody in here just yet, I guess. Or is there? I think. I don't know. I can't tell. Now there's somebody.
Hey, Colby.
I guess there's no way to tell when we don't know who's on or not if you don't comment. So if you want us to know you're there, comment because we're using a third party thing that Lyle set up. So
yeah, I can actually see the 6 people on here. I'm not sure if I can see their names or not, but yeah. So
okay. Well, I can't see any of that. So Lyle's hosting this deal. So
we're figuring it out.
It's all on him. All right. So hopefully everybody's doing well. Our first goal was just to reach out to everybody and say, hey, guys, everything's still going okay. I know we did a lot of pre-recorded stuff, so you're not getting anything new from us, and we're super lazy about Facebook and YouTube and all that stuff. So that's the first thing. I hope you guys are staying safe. Hopefully this stuff's going away pretty quick. Sounds like we maybe all get to go back to work here in a week or 2 or 3 or something like that. And, for those of us who do work, Lyle. And we'll go from there.
I see how that is.
Now I'm seeing people comment, by the way. Hi, Colby, Tony, Tyler, Jake. Those are the people I've seen so far. So, hey.
I want to know what you're drinking, Chris.
Oh, well, to start with, I'm
nice.
That's the start, but I'm about the end of that, and then I think we're going to open a local bottle here that we're going to talk about for a minute.
Yeah. So, I discovered this right before we went into like lockdown mode. I got this at one of our local stores. I won't mention which one because I walked in and they said, "What are you looking for?" And I said, "Well, I was looking for an Añejo or a Reposado tequila." And they said, "We don't carry that brand." So,
what brand is that? Is that patented?
Yeah, right. I did find this there though, which I had not seen before. It's pretty decent. It's a Cuervo Reposado, $22 for the 5th. It's not the best tequila that I've ever had, but it's pretty decent for what it is.
Hey, the Corona has arrived in our chat too.
Nice. There you go.
Tony, how are you? That's my nephew. I'll give him a shout out. Haven't spoken to you in forever, so
nice. There you go.
It has a horseshoe. Okay.
So I don't know.
Tony Tapia, I'm having a hard time following. Stone IPA or Golden Road Blonde Ale, Guava, and Pineapple. I guess I'm not following. I missed something somewhere.
Is that a brand of tequila? Maybe I need to look that up.
I don't know. I missed that one, so apologize. I'll tell you one good thing that has come out of all this coronavirus stuff. Well, not really the coronavirus itself, but all of the quarantine stuff. I'm going to give a shout out to these guys again, because we did earlier. A lot of distilleries and sorry, everything's backwards to me. I can't figure out if it's straight or not. Has taken to do hand sanitizer. So this is one of our locals. For those of you guys not around here, they're by Lake of the Ozarks, called Ozark Distillery. We have spoken with them a little bit. And I think we're going to have to do a live broadcast from there very soon as well, whenever we get around and talk to them. The only thing I've tried from them so far is their Bloody Mary mix and their hand sanitizer. Both have been really good. Hand sanitizer, by the way, it just smells like vodka or moonshine. So,
yeah, I just watched a really interesting review from the guys over at Whiskey Vault, who we love to watch, on PBR's new whiskey that they have. And whiskey, I think, is pretty rough terminology. But anyways, I don't know where that came from. I got sidetracked. There's so many buttons to click here.
Well, just an FYI, I can't comment on the live comments. I just tried. I can only comment in a behind the scenes chat. So if I'm not commenting to you guys, I'm sorry. Yeah, I was going to say that's Tyler as well. Thank you, Tyler. I'm looking forward to that one as well. We also have Metallica's beer in the refrigerator at the studio. One of these days, we're going to get it out.
We're going to do like a celebrity brew and spirit episode, right? Where we just do like all the,
Man, we talked about a few different options on that, trying to do one a week or doing a back-to-back. I don't know. I don't know what to do. I mean, it's been done several times over, so we'll have to figure out the best way to market that. And
I want to do it just because I've heard so many good things said about, is it Longhorn or Long Branch? That's McConaughey's.
Oh, yeah, McConaughey's whiskey.
Yeah, I've
heard a lot of good things about that.
Yeah, I have too, and I don't like it, and I don't think it's very good. So I really want to get on the show and talk about it. So,
not to move things along, or is your glass empty yet? Because mine is, and I don't want to pour another whiskey.
It sure is.
Okay, cool. Okay. We're on the same page. So about it's been almost 2 weeks ago now. A friend of ours who's a local home brewer gave me a shout and kind of dug a hole under the fence, and I met him in town, and he handed off one of his newest brews.
Ooh.
And he gave one for me and gave me one for Lyle, so I stopped by Lyle's house and handed it off. And so we're going to drink it tonight. We're not really going to brew it or review it, but we're going to just talk about his brewery and some stuff like that. He was going to try to get on with us here tonight, but he ended up having to work. So we're going to tap these and kind of talk a little bit about him while we move on to some other things as well. I want to show you my super cool. This is my fidget spinner.
This is his page, by the way. If you want to check out his Facebook page, this is what it is. It's Devil's Canyon Homebrew and Winery. He makes some pretty good stuff. His name's Danny Lewis. He's just the nicest guy on the planet. And
really is.
Yeah, I mean, homebrew stuff it's just another animal of its.
Yeah, and if you guys haven't heard of him, I don't, no doubt. I mean, he's a local homebrewer here. He doesn't advertise or anything, but he would love the Facebook traffic. So if you get a chance, open it up on Facebook. Devil's Canyon Homebrew and Winery. We've got some wine coming too, Lyle. I don't know if you knew that.
Oh no.
But anyways, go over and give him a like, drop him a message or whatever. I know he'd appreciate it. He'd love the traction over there, and give him a shout out.
Yeah.
That's wine. It smells like wine.
Yeah, this is a sour cherry ale.
You have the wrong glass, Lyle.
I know I do. I was just thinking that. Well, honestly, though, I mean, the color on this is so dark for what I was expecting. It's good.
That is really good. It does. It smells very fruity. It smells like a
like drinking this very quickly.
Yeah, no, this ain't gonna take too long to drink, I don't think. I've been on Lyle to figure out how to do this live thing for 2 weeks because I've been wanting to try this really bad. So yeah, here we are now. It's a good sour. If you guys haven't ever tried a sour, it's I don't know, kind of lemonade-esque as far as how the sourness goes. It don't taste like lemonade, obviously. It's tart. There you go. Mm-hmm. And then with a little bit of beer flavoring to it. I don't know what the percentage of this was. I'd say it's fairly low. They usually are.
Well, he didn't put it on his label, so.
No, well, I don't think he's a certified. I don't think he can sell. I believe. But anyways, it's probably 4.5 or something, I'm guessing.
What's your favorite brewery for sours, Chris?
I mean, I don't know if you really can just pick a favorite, although the two of them jump out at me, and they're neighbors to each other.
Mm-hmm.
And that is a Prairie Artisan Ale. And I know Tyler's going to like that one. And Stone Cloud, both out of Oklahoma City, and they both make some great ones. I've got several in the refrigerator down there, including some barrel-aged sours that we might have to get into sometime.
I don't think I've ever had a Stone Cloud sour. I know their stouts are like incredibly rich and deep. They're awesome.
Their sours are also really deep and bright, and they just, yeah. But Prairie's as well. Prairie also does Prairie has probably some of the most sours I've ever had.
Well, awesome. You had some beer trends that you were gonna talk about. Is that right? Because we're in kind of a weird.
So we didn't know. Depending on what you guys provided us to talk about on here, we thought we better have something in reserve. And I was perusing around earlier, and I found something called. Sorry, I'm fielding text messages as we're doing this. The hazards of live. Patrick will be on in a little bit, in case anybody was excited and wondering. So there were 7 beer trends supposedly happening in 2020, which I found interesting because one of the other articles I'd seen before that was there was a 77% decrease in sales for craft breweries since the outbreak of the quarantine, the coronavirus, and all that stuff. So there was a big article talking about how he was afraid he was going to start losing craft breweries and stuff. And then I found another article talking about where they wasn't able to draw the benefits of the stimulus package because they were classified differently. Something about the way their classification doesn't start with 7.2 or so. I don't know what that means, but. Anyways, they're polling the government now to try to get a different classification so they can be classified as semi-restaurants, at least as far as brew pubs go. And so they could get the help packages out as well, which I thought was pretty. My nose itches like crazy, and I think I'm just going to stick a finger in it here in a second. But
this is what you don't see on camera. Usually.
Yeah. Well, it usually cuts it out when I start doing Colby, I looked for tequila. For some reason, it's gone. I think it's because I've been drinking a lot of Bloody Marys, and as it turns out, Bloody Marys are delicious if they're made with tequila and not vodka.
Somebody told me that's called a Bloody Maria.
They're probably not wrong. I don't know why I didn't think of that.
It sounds appropriate, but
right. So, anyways, there's a lot, I guess, going on in the craft beer industry right now. But over the last couple of years, I know it's been a year and a half ago, Lyle, we did a thing on a table episode where we talked about kind of where the craft beer industry was, and I don't remember what the numbers was, but it was, I want to say it was what, 8-9%, 10% maybe of overall market.
Yeah,
maybe it was less. Maybe it was like 6%.
There's still a huge portion that they could, work themselves into.
Well, over the last year, it started to climb, and now we're like 12% of the market.
Oh, nice.
So, Colby, it's not a sin. You drink it the way you like it. And the way I like it is with tequila. Like everything with tequila, though. So anyways, point being, it was funny that right after that, there was 7 trends that come up in 2020 that the craft beer markets were following. And they was kind of interesting, and I was curious to get Lyle's take on it. So I sent him the link, and I don't think he's looked at it too hard yet. I didn't look at it extremely.
You want me to bring it up?
Yeah, go ahead if you can. I don't know if you have that ability. We'll start with number 1. If anybody's got anything to say about it, we can chat about it for a minute. I really have almost nothing left to do tonight.
Yeah.
He's been playing with these cameras beforehand we got on, and it's jumping around. And it's a sin to be out. Colby, I think I still have partial bottle in my basement that you left here like a long time ago. I probably could go down and find it. But it's in the freezer, which I know you like keeping tequila in the freezer. And one of these days I hope to break you of that.
Okay, I think I got it up now.
Okay. Yeah, roll down to number 1. Let's see what it says. The taproom era, it says. If the category has so much more room to grow, then did taprooms save craft beer? I mean, I would say taprooms was a huge proponent of keeping craft beer going. Okay, let me read on here. It's actually saying what I was going to say. So basically what they're saying is with the retail shelves being so hard to get on, nope, they're saying with retail shelves so full of different brands. I know you and I talk a lot about retail shelves being hard to get on because of the bigger names taking that space. They're saying that the retail shelves is so packed with different brands, you don't know what to choose. So instead, you choose a brewery and go in there basically and try everything they've got. And then, that you got a much narrower process if you go, I'm going to this brewery and I'm looking at their 6 or 10 beers, much less than walking into a craft beer liquor store or craft beer store and seeing that they've got 25 sours sitting there. So, I mean, I know me personally, I would much rather go to the brewery and try anything that they've got versus just grabbing something out of the local supermarket or and just taking a stab at it. So
it's like anything. It's like whiskey or tequila or anything like that. That if you can go to a bar and have a taste of it, whether you're buying a glass of it or you're getting a tasting sample from from the brewery, you get to try everything that they have, and then you can go and find that and seek it out. So you're not having to buy a 6-pack of something that you're sort of like about,
Well, you get an education as well, which is my favorite thing about going to most breweries. What I really enjoy is sitting down there and finding someone else that knows what they're talking about and going, hey, man, tell me about what you've got on tap. And for me, that's really enjoyable. So I'm also on the flip side of that. I get let down a lot when I go to breweries and I get somebody behind the counter that has no clue. They go, I don't know. I don't make it. I just work here. And in the back of my head, I'm thinking, well, you shouldn't. So, if you don't know what you're talking about, get off or at least stop faking it. I'm there for an education and not listening to someone try to lie to me.
Trying to figure out what's going on with this guy's jeans. There are so many zippers and pockets.
What? Oh,
distracted.
All right, I got to squint real hard to see that. I'm reading comments as well. Cod R Fish. Who is Cod R Fish? I've never heard this person, and I love his name. Congratulations! I have smiled.
That's about to break out on Facebook on you can put tequila in the freezer or not.
Yeah, I was going to say maybe we need to comment on this. Colby has So Colby says he put the Blanco in the freezer, and I don't know why. Colby, why do we do this? Because I don't like it, but I mean that's just me.
I know why you wouldn't put Okay, let me give my thought on that.
Please.
I know I'm not Colby, but
don't say.
So you're definitely not going to put a Reposado and an Añejo right in the freezer. It's just it's a waste of it. A Blanco, maybe you could get away with it. And here's the argument I think for maybe putting it in the freezer is that you don't have to water your drinks down as much. You can make
a stouter. Here's the reverse argument. Why do you want it cold to begin with?
A margarita?
Well, you put ice in it. What difference does that make?
No. I'm saying if you put it in the freezer, you might not have to put ice in it or as much ice.
I like margarita. I'm putting mine as a slushy. But barring that, so a lot of Blancos are kind of to begin with.
Yeah.
But if you get one like the one Tyler brought us, that what was it, Tyler? Number
one. Yeah.
What was it called?
Number one.
Number one. I keep want to say Don Juan. The number one Blanco that Tyler brought us was freaking delicious. I would not want it cold at all.
Yeah, I would have to agree. That Blanco, I don't think we had the Añejo, right? We just had the
No, we had the Blanco and the Reposado.
Yeah. That Blanco was man for the price point. Oh, he just ran out of the Reposado. Well, you know, at least you have the Blanco.
Go to Oklahoma and get you some more.
So,
well, that I don't disagree with, Colby.
All right, where are we on?
Why would you want to drink Blanco to begin with, Colby? I know you're the one that has got us on all of the Reposados and the Añejos and opened our eyes to how delicious tequila is. Why even have a Blanco? For $10 more, you have a good tequila. So what's the point of a Blanco?
That's fair.
Ryan says, in certain aspects, you add the ice to create tiny particles in your drink to take the bite off, but leave the flavor and not watered it down. Well, that's the way I like my martinis.
And see, I hate martinis that way.
Shaken?
Yeah, I will always stir a martini.
I thought you liked Social Morgan's martinis. Careful how you answer. She's going to see this.
Her martinis are delicious. Does she shake them?
Yes, actually, she does.
Tell me that. Oh, don't tell me that.
I actually prefer most of my martini. I just spit everywhere. I actually prefer my martinis shaken because I like that ice in there, like Ryan's talking about. It gives it this little edge. So, anyhow, okay. Number 2. Colby says sometimes you want the bite. Maybe you get you a side piece, Colby. Hazy is here to stay.
Yeah, this is all on you. You're the hazy IPA drinker.
I like hazy, and I have since then seen hazy. What was the thing I seen the other day? Hazy pale ale
of IPAs.
Do what?
That's my favorite style of IPAs. Rye IPAs.
Rye IPAs. I don't know if I've ever had that. Or was that the 80 shilling?
No. This is a Boulevard tasting room pack, but O'Fallon makes one that's really good, and there's some others out there. I think Firestone, Wookie Jack, I think is a rye IPA.
Oh, well, okay, maybe I do like rye IPAs. That's a really good one. Wookie Jack is dang good.
I like hazy IPAs, and I know that they're super duper trendy right now.
I like them. For me, but again, it falls in that category of kind of making it more like a stout where it's thicker. It's just got more body to it where you kind of chew it. So I don't know. But anyhow, this article says hazy is here to stay. After taking root in New England, hazy IPAs have expanded across the country. In terms of category impact, there are pluses and minuses. On one hand, their juice-forward, easy drinking profiles have brought many new customers in the craft beer market, probably me.
Yep.
On the other hand, their ubiquity, especially in New England, has somewhat dampened innovation. So I don't think you can blame that on a
Nah, that's
kind of bullshit, quite frankly.
Well,
if you're not taking the time to figure something new out, well, that's on you, not the category.
And everything's so trendy, right? So, stouts were like the big thing in the 90s and late 90s. And then IPAs took over. And then it was like nothing but IPAs everywhere. And I think people start, it's like anything, it's a trend, right? So they see people making money, making, stouts, then everyone rushes in to make stouts. And then someone makes a buttload of money on IPAs and everyone rushes in to make IPAs. Hazy IPAs are just the new thing. Because actually, I think hazy IPAs are more, they're almost getting close to like a Berliner Weiss type situation where they are so or a shandy, they are so juice forward.
But both of those drinks are super thin on the palate to me.
Yeah.
the thing about the hazy is, yeah, they're juice forward, but they're just such a big flavor behind it. And it also kills that, well, don't totally kill it, but it dampens that bitiness that the really heavy hops like you like.
Yeah.
It dampens it down and makes it way more approachable, I feel like. Plus, it's a better looking beer, in my opinion, than just having a clear yellow beer.
They do. They are gorgeous in a glass. I will say that. So,
yeah.
Oh, here you go. Here's your craft beer is around 12% right now. So it's getting there.
No, maybe I guess I read that here. Then I thought it was. Maybe I read it somewhere else. I don't know.
Here's my
Hopefully
question.
They're actually supporting each other.
My question is, of that 12%, does that take into account like Budweiser's high-end brand, where they go out and buy a craft brewery and continue to like let them operate under their own like, mission statement and everything? Like, is that still considered craft because they've got distribution owned by?
Now it depends how much. It depends how much that big brewery owns of it. Because if you remember when we talked about that before, if they own more than, what was it, 51%?
Yeah.
Then they no longer can be considered craft. So if they're considered a high-end beer, like Budweiser's high-end stuff where they own the whole thing, then that shouldn't be still considered part of that 12%. However, if they only own the 51% or whatever it was, the number we threw out there, I don't remember because, I only study moments before we go on, then I would say that it would be part of that number.
Yeah. All right. I'm just moving right along here. This is what I'm most excited about and blown away with in the last like month or two, beer wise. I've been flabbergasted by the number of low cal, low ABV, low carb beers, which I'm not even sure that this is probably not. I probably jumped ahead and put this on my own thing because this is just talking about low ABV. But a lot of times those low ABV beers will tend to be low in calories and carbs as well.
Well, I perused this list beforehand, and when I got to this one, I actually stopped and read it a little bit because I knew this is the one you was going to stop on because of what we went through. And it's talking about exactly that. It's talking about those low carb, low cal beers, and in return, it generally makes it a low ABV beer. And basically, they're talking about how the high alcohol content beers is kind of going by the wayside,
which I hate. So, I mean, obviously, I love high ABV beers. I actually think that I almost prefer to pick up a beer and go, yeah, you know what? I'm gonna save on the calories and carbs just because I want a beer, right? And then at some point, when another time I want to pick up a beer, I want something that's at least 8% plus. I really dislike things in that like 5-6%. I
think that 4 to 6% it should be reserved for these sours.
Yeah,
for the most part, and then
is it
filters and stuff like that. But I'm like you. I think when I get to the IPAs, the stouts, they don't bring on a good flavor until you hit 8+. 7 maybe. That means I'll drop that back to 7+.
But then by the same token, on the low side, St. Archer's Gold is low ABV, low cal, low carb.
That's a good beer. I still like that beer.
And then the one that we haven't done on the show yet, and I can't even find it anywhere anymore. It came in a Boulevard sampler pack. Is Boulevard's Easy Sport.
Easy Sport, yeah. That was a delicious beer too.
But man, it was delicious. God.
Okay, so Mother's brewery there in Springfield supposedly just released one that is 0 carbs, 0 cal, and I don't know what the ABV on it is. I mean, maybe it's probably 0, but we'll see. And it's supposed to be clear.
Is that the clear IPA?
Yeah, I don't know if it's an IPA or not, but it's a clear beer.
I think. Let me see if I can find it real quick because it.
Yeah, please. I am. If you can link that up there, that'd be fantastic. I haven't been able to find it yet. Everything that I've found, I'm looking for Mothers right now as I go to Springfield, look around. It's their stupid seltzers, which I did buy. I hate it, and I will tell you that Morgan, who usually likes all them seltzers, also hates it. So there, I have no intention of reviewing that. That was the review for it.
I love that you just just right out there, stupid seltzers.
Spoiler. I don't like seltzers anyways, but I mean, I'll give it its fair due. But it's like drinking watered down Pepto-Bismol and seltzer water.
Here it is.
It's nasty. Yeah, throw that up there.
I'm going to break away from this, and I'm going to pop this back up. Let's see. I trash that. So this, here we go. Okay, it is an IPA. And it's 5% too. It's 5%.
Wow.
Oh no. Oh, no. We've been talking about this for too long, Chris.
Why?
Look at the screen.
Well, it's tiny.
It's April Fool's.
Oh, has it?
Sad.
Well, okay. Well, actually, that makes me much happier, to be honest.
I was actually like, what? How do I get 5% beer with zero gas?
Okay, normally I watch for that kind of stuff, but April Fool's fell in the middle of this quarantine thing, and it just kind of like slipped under the radar. It's kind of like 420. It just was gone, no mention of it.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, it just kind of was there. Well, that makes me happier. I'm glad because I didn't think there was any way they could do a dang clear beer anyways. So, well, yay.
Speaking of 420, let's see. Where's this? Nope, not that screen. Where is it? Let's go back to the stuff there. There we go.
CBD Beers. Hey, how about that for a segue, bitch? Didn't like my last one, did you?
Yeah. I don't know that I've had a CBD beer. I've had a CBD drink before. Maybe it was a beer. I can't remember.
We've had the 420 infused beers.
Oh, was that a CBD? Though?
I don't know. I don't know if there's a difference in that or not. I don't think I've had anything that was labeled CBD, but the 420 beers was just spelled skunky as can be. Those I've had.
Those were from Sweetwater, right?
Yep, the Sweetwater one. I feel like there's one more that I had as well, and they're kind of along the same lines.
Yeah. Okay, a couple more here. Sour. I can't
say that was my favorite. I will. By the way, I'm moving on. I finished Danny's beer, and Danny, that was very good. I would dare say probably the best beer that I've had from you yet. So you guys get a chance to try that sour, do it.
Yeah, this is actually saving
there
in the next room and nurse it a little bit. So
I'm on the Schlafly, which should be going in your glass apparently.
Yeah, right. Here, just hold it up to the camera and pour it, and just.
I'll get it all over my computer. I'm drinking out of a Public House glass, though.
There you go. Sours. I have noticed that sours are kind of coming up. More than sours, I've noticed that shandies and rattlers have popped up a lot, especially shandies the last couple of years.
Really? Now, see, I haven't noticed it. I've noticed the sours, and I feel like I've seen less shandies and rattlers. Quite frankly, the only rattler I can even think of is the one that Boulevard comes out with.
I feel like I've seen some more rattlers. I will say the shandies are much more prevalent. And of the shandies, what I've also noticed is that they're not calling them shandies. They are, but it's like buried in the print, right? So it'll be like, some goofy name for the beer under the brewery name, and then like in the tiny type on the style of the beer, it's like shandy. So,
hey, quick shout out for that. It seems like there's more people that's probably joined. It looks like we're in a third-party deal, so if you want us to know you're there, type something in chat. That way we know that you've joined us. We can't see, or at least I can't otherwise see that you're there, and I can't holler and say, "Hey guys, hey John Greer, how are you?" So I don't know otherwise.
Okay.
That went very dead after tequila. So say something else controversial, like what else would you not put over ice?
Man, there's so many things I wouldn't put over ice. Oh, yes. High ABV beers. Yeah.
Yes. Well, I didn't even realize how the sour thing, how apropos that was with the sour we had tonight. So
Here, yeah. Let's see.
What is it saying? High ABV becomes niche.
Oh, it's saying they're going down. Yeah.
Yeah, we're saying they're going down, right? There are more than 7,000 breweries. Actually, I heard there's almost 8,000 breweries in the United States right now. Sorry.
I will say this for the high ABV stouts and stuff and the big barrel aged stuff. I do think that they're out of the wheelhouse of the majority of people, but I don't think that necessarily has to correlate with high ABV drinks.
Yeah, I've had a few of them big stouts and barrel aged beers that I like. I've tried to give those out to people, like here, share this. It's about a 50-50 deal on whether someone takes it and goes, "Oh, wow, I really like that," or someone gets on it and goes, "Ugh, that's nasty." But
then you go to beers like Elysian Space Dust is sitting at like 9%, and it just tastes like a Lagunitas IPA or something else, just a normal IPA, but it's sitting at 9%. I mean, I consider anything past 7 to 8% to be fairly, getting up there.
I think if you've really on average, I think if you get over 6%, you're starting to get well above the average as far as retail market goes. But yeah, I'm like you. I think at 7%, I go, oh, okay, that's getting pretty respectable because a lot of craft beers fall in that range at 6.5 to 7.5, and then they tend to go up from there. And once you beat 8 or 9, you're right where I'm wanting to be.
Tyler just asked if you could only drink one brand for the rest of your life, what would it be? Brand of
craft beer.
Hang on. Let's do this. Let's do craft beer, whiskey, be it Scotch or bourbon, and tequila. So let's start backwards. What's your go-to tequila that you could have the rest of your life?
It'd have to be Don Julio. I don't think there's any doubt about that. I mean, Colby's proven that over and over again.
Ditto on that one. What's your whiskey pull on that? Do you go bourbon? Do you go Scotch? Do you go Irish? What?
Well, this is going to piss you off, but it's probably going to be a blended whiskey.
Hey, Patrick. Yes, we are still alive. Alive and live. A blended.
Hi, Patrick. Well, no, okay, no, it's not true. Not blended. I said that wrong. But
I think I know where you're going with this.
Not bourbon. It's not going to be something that's just like it has to be bourbon, it has to be Kentucky made, none of that stuff. And I'm specifically thinking like Whistle Pig here.
Okay, that's where I'm going with that. Yeah, because Whistle Pig's it's a rye, straight rye. Right.
Wait, Tyler? Are we talking about? Wait, let me find your comment again. One brand. Okay, so I would land somewhere like Balcones, or possibly Woodhat Distillery.
Okay, Woodhat's in Missouri. Balcones is in Texas, out of Austin,
Texas.
Yeah.
Or, well, I hate to say it, Jim Beam might fall right smack in the middle of that too. They've got a wide variety of stuff that would suit your palate. From bourbon to the double oak. If you guys haven't tried double oak, Jim Beam's double oak, holy shit, that is good stuff.
Especially
now $22 a bottle.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't think I can. I don't think I can.
I would. I could name a few beer brands. Well, first, I think I'm right there with you on the Don Julio for tequila. It's just hard to beat that 1942. Let's see. Whiskey wise,
Disagree, Ryan. I do not like that High West brand that well. I have tried it, and it's man, everybody touted that, and I got to try it again, I guess, because so far I'm not nearly as big a fan of that as everybody else is.
I'm not a huge fan of High West for the price point. I like it, but it'd be about 20 bucks a bottle cheaper.
Yeah.
Whiskey wise, let's see. I hadn't really considered your thought about like a distillery that really delves into. You know what? My mind blanked. I don't even know why it took this long to say it. Iron Root.
Okay, I thought about that one, but I go to Balcones or Wood Hat because they have several. Iron Root only has like 3 or 4 brands, and they're all basically bourbon-like whiskeys. I go to something like Balcones because they have bourbon-like whiskeys. They have white whiskeys. Sorry, blanking.
Yeah.
Jim Beam, Wood Hat, the double oaked whiskeys. Now, I would sorely miss Scotch by saying something like that, but I think at the end of the day, I would take a straight whiskey if I was going to go a full distillery.
Well,
and
honestly, if you go back to our Rimfire episode, which I can't remember the distillery that makes Rimfire.
That was shit. I don't remember now either.
Rimfire is very Scotch-like, and they also make a bourbon, so you can kind of get the best of both worlds there. So that might be one. Beer-wise, I could actually name a few breweries that I would be pleased with for eternity. Boulevard, one of them.
Ranger Creek Distillery was Rimfire. I had to look it up real quick. Hold on a second. We got to go back. Patrick says he's ruined the chance to break. I don't understand why we've ruined the chance, Patrick. Have you drank the whole bottle? I'm waiting for your response for that. Ryan, yes, the Campfire is the one I tried, and that's the one I looked forward to the most. I thought that was going to be an amazing one. I don't know what it was about that, if it was just the price point or what, but $70-something a bottle, it just really made me go, I don't know, it ain't that good. I don't know. I want to like it. There's been so many people tell me I should like it. It just doesn't quite made it there.
That may be where the hype of High West kind of beat us to the punch on it,
I think so, yeah. We're usually several weeks behind whatever the current trend is. Patrick, go get another bottle if it's that good.
I'm just looking it up right now. It does look pretty tasty.
Empty porcelain bottle of Bozal. I'm drawing a blank, Tyler. What is that bottle?
It's the mezcal that we had on the show. That was that sort of tan ceramic bottle.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so, I'm with you now.
Yeah, Ryan, for a smoked whiskey, well, you were just talking about the Balcones Brimstone, the smoked with scrub oak. There's some smoked bourbons out there that are pretty tasty, and that's the kicker. Is like it's so much about diminishing return on like, is it worth the price? It's good, right? A lot of stuff's good. Like, okay, let's go back to the Whistle Pig 15. We're that episode's going up tomorrow. And one of the discussions we have in it is the Whistle Pig 15 Vermont Estate bottle that we had was running like $500 a bottle. What we were doing tomorrow is a Whistle Pig 10 for $50 a bottle. And like,
is that what we're doing tomorrow?
Yeah. Is the 15 better? Like, yes, of course it is. It's absolutely better, but $500 versus 50. I don't know. I mean, if you got it to burn, I guess, Um,
Hey,
so
Patrick, since you're down in Houston, when this is over, we need to talk. I want to see if you can bring me some stuff.
don't turn him into a whiskey mule. Actually, turn him into a whiskey mule.
We'll see how this works out. I've lost my place. We was talking about something else.
Beer. We're talking about beer in terms of like one
beer. Yeah. Okay.
you could drink for the rest of your life. Boulevard would be fine with me. Sam Adams would be a good one. There's so many breweries that make such a wide range of styles of beer that I would be fine with.
That's the thing. So I think I'm with you. I would have to go with like Samuel Adams.
Yeah.
I think it actually would be Samuel Adams. Now that you said that, they don't make my favorite, but they make something like 35 different beers.
Yeah.
Styles of beer. So for me, rather than like Stone Cloud, Boulevard would be a good one, but Stone Cloud, Prairie, some of the ones that make my favorite beers, I would be burned out on them. So I'd have to go with I'd have to go with a big brand like what you're talking about, Lyle.
Speaking of, I am out of beer. And there's pizza waiting for me in the other room. So I'm gonna get some pizza. But
I have half a beer left. And how's your refrigerator doing, Lyle?
In terms of like what?
What kind of beers it got?
It doesn't have a lot of beer.
Don't you have a refrigerator dedicated just to drinking beer?
Not here.
Wow. That seems like such a disgrace, Lyle.
Don't gloat. Don't gloat over your refrigerator.
I think I posted mine the other day. It's looking pretty good. I haven't beat it down too bad though. I've got into it some. But I am missing the whiskey from the studio. That I haven't got much left. That's why I'm drinking Knob Creek.
Yeah. Well, Knob's not a bad. So
Colby wants to know shrimp boil or fish tacos, and what do you drink?
Fish tacos and Pacifico for me.
Ooh, I like fish tacos and what the heck's the other Mexican one? The
Victoria.
Victoria. I kept wanting to say Veronica, but Colby Veronica.
Shrimp boil. I'd have to go with an IPA, something nice and hoppy to cut that spice level on the Cajun side.
If they are nice and spicy, then I'm with you. I'll take a hoppy beer. If not, I think I'm still back to like Corona or something like that.
Really?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. I like me some Corona.
Yeah. Well, yeah, man. You got anything else to say?
Let's see. Does anybody else have anything else to say? We've been at this for 49 minutes. I'm willing to go another 11 just to make it even. Otherwise, I think I'm done if everyone else is. I appreciate everyone for jumping on. That's a much better turnout than we thought we'd have. We figured everybody'd watch this well after it was posted, but
we'll have to do it again, even when we're back from all the Corona stuff down in the studio. We have a live studio.
Yeah, this worked out pretty well. I don't know, whatever this thing is Lyle come up with and put it on. It's worked out very well.
So Miller
Hey,
Lite,
I'll give you that, Colby. Miller Lite's not bad.
I have to say, yeah, it's gone up in my book. All right. Well, until next time.
Whether it be the Corona you're trying to avoid,
the food you're eating,
the Batman shirt you're wearing,
the people you're meeting, grab a buddy, try something new.
We'll see you guys. Thanks.
Have a good one.